We turn our news over to Phil Frontanack, who will be taking us through his hit series on what's wrong with today's society. Phil Frontanack here, and welcome to segment 3 of What's Wrong with Society. From the moment of your conception, you have been told by your parents that you are smart, you're sophisticated, you're creative, and that you're going to do great things because you're such a unique individual who is able to do so much. But here's the truth. You're not. You're entitled, you think that you know everything, but the point of the matter is that you just memorize facts or you know surface level meanings. And this is a result of something that has been called digital culture. And digital culture, in this sense here, for the purpose of today's rant, is divided up into 3 portions: participation, remediation, and bricolage. So what is digital culture? Digital culture, in its most simplistic definition, can be described as the online participatory culture through the use of electronic communication and the development of creative practices and media by using inexpensive applications to indirectly create new media and spheres. So what does it mean? Essentially, digital culture as a whole is a forever changing and innovating industry. So participation consists of 2 people. You have the users and the posters. So the posters are self-explanatory. They're literally what the word stands for. They are the people online who post your information that you, the lazy user, goes and accesses and takes the information and latently uses it. Now what's remediation, you ask? Well, remediation is the innovation, or innovations, and creative things, super creative things, that our generation goes and creates based off of previous technologies, whether or not that's a traditional physical technology, such as print magazines, to something that is now on the internet, so digitalized versions of them. Remediation can consist of things such as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all various social media sites that are pretty much the exact same thing. And of course, people are going to argue against me on this, but it's my rant, so leave me alone. And finally, bricolage. Bricolage is essentially where you, the user, the person who only has a small amount of information, because they memorized simplistic facts, goes and becomes the professional. And this is where you find things such as web help or WikiHow, things where you go online and you type in how to cure the common cold and you have an everyday Joe Blow give you the information that you just need chicken noodle soup and a tea. So how is remediation exemplified through the user or the poster, which in this case will be applying it to the electronic music scene, therefore the producer or DJ? Well, the electronic dance music scene is heavily popularized because of their ability for mashups and remixes and other associated things which aren't necessarily illegal. And now, many artists end up becoming extremely popularized because they take famous songs and they remix them to their own accord in order to create this new product of sale. Now, the user, very straightforward, they support them. That's all they have to do. They download the music, they play the music, they listen to it. That's all they have to do. The poster, or the producer, is the one that actually goes and takes the product and recreates it, okay? Recreates it. And you can see this with the examples of any form of remix competition, or even the song by Desco and Torres, L'amour toujours, or toujours. I believe I'm saying it wrong because it is French, now pardon my Spanish. But that song there features a very similar sample to another song by a famous DJ from Sweden named Bass Hunter, who actually took the exact same sample from a song from the 70s, and he made it even bigger than any of the other artists. And now, the whole concept of fanfic as well. A theorist known as Henry Jenkins. Yes, I said theorist. Hold your horses, kids. I said theorist. Henry Jenkins talks about fanfic and how it's essentially been popularized with the rise of digital culture through Web 2.0 and Web 3.0. That's a lot of webs as well. Now, what is fanfic? Fanfic itself could be anything that is your own interpretive and creative mindset that comes from the original work. That is a form of remediation. And at times it can actually become extremely popular to the extent that the original producer takes the content that you have created and put it into their own works. So now you ask, how does bricolage play a role into this whole thing of digital culture? Well, bricolage only exists due to participation. It can't thrive without it. But it is a product of remediation and digital culture because it allows the everyday person to become the expert in their own field and to reach a larger audience due to democratization and the ability to express their own opinions, thoughts, and feelings on the web without being persecuted, without facing as many barriers. You have an endless amount of people that you can reach by creating a small blog, which then somehow becomes this immaculate blog that everyone starts following. And this blog, which started off as you just talking about your grandma's recipe for chicken noodle soup, becomes this amazing, all-encompassing chicken noodle soup that allows you to cure the common cold, thus preventing people from having to wait an hour in line when they go to the doctor's office only to find out that they need to eat chicken noodle soup. And so we find ourselves in this constant loop, not knowing what to do. Is society smart? Well, digital culture has posed this problem that we are able to consume information at such a faster rate because the internet gives us so many things. Big issue is that post-secondary students are now proclaiming themselves to be intelligent individuals. But are they intelligent? They're professionals at skimming information. Do they understand what they're taking in? Are you understanding what I'm getting at? Is this rant itself an original and creative piece? Or is it just me remixing another individual? Something that already exists. Maybe McMaster, with a bit of a spin. Tune in next week as we talk about promotionalism within the institutions and how everything in today's society needs to feature a logo.
We're back.
And that concludes tonight's segment. Special thanks to our sponsors, Bumpkin Donuts. Have a great night, everyone.